But does the body really die? Death means that something one ceases to function and or two ceases to exist. So in the sense that the body ceases to function after X amount of years is true, but does it die like in cease to exist? The answer is no. The atoms and molecules which make up the body will still continue to exist after body death, but in another form. And it will split up and eventually become one with the environment. The soul normally doesn't do any of this, naturally. If nothing too bad happens, a soul can last as long as the universe lasts. Of course, if the whole 4% universe gets depleted of energy, the 4% souls suffocates as well from being a part of it. However, there are a couple of ways the avatar, which, in the sense of trapped human beings, contains all of our five senses reality, the left brain, more or less, can die per definition 2 above. 1. If the Syrians keep keeping us in this recycling system much longer, even if nothing else happens than that, and they eat our soul energy between lives, and drains it while we're living, there will come a day when we are so depleted of energy that we can no longer function. This can also easily be done by consistent torture, rape, and violent acts towards our body and soul, which is being done deliberately in war and in mind control, and those were often the souls that the overlords sent back to the queen as part of the payment plan. Either way, the soul will eventually wither and die, which means it is dispersing and goes back to become universal energy again. The person, with his personality and all, will cease to exist in the 3D physical universe.
When drainage of soul energy is happening like this, it is draining the fire as well, and although the fire can't die, it will be so weak that it no longer can hold onto the avatar and drifts away into space without a vessel, the light body, avatar, and is lost. A part of our personality as individuals will still be there, but we have nowhere to go. We can't move around in the 4% without our avatar, due to amnesia. We simply don't know how to navigate the universe as fires, not attached to an avatar. 2. Here on Earth, when we participate in a war, or we get killed in one way or the other, our body is the target. When the body is killed, the person is said to be dead. Again, it's the body that dies. The 4% soul and the fire 96% soul leave the physical body and get recycled, reincarnated again. But in galactic wars and Star Wars, the beings are not always third-dimensional. When you're not sitting in a 3D trap, like we all do, and if you then have a physical body at all, it will be much less dense, and you would know how to jump bodies in case your body would be destroyed in the war. So, in space wars the body is often not the target, but the soul is. Many warlike civilizations out there have weapons that can shoot your avatar into pieces. And when this happens, the one who shot will die, both as a body and as avatar, and it's permanent. Another target is to shoot at your avatar. Once the avatar is dispersed, the fire has nowhere to go. It's lost its vehicle, the light body. The fire, in its state of amnesia, will float aimlessly in space without any chance to direct their moves. In case of star beings, who still don't have fire, die completely in Star Wars when their avatar, the only soul they have, gets shot into pieces. Their consciousness goes back to merge with the energy of the 4% universe. A weapon like this is not likely to be used here on Earth, because souls can be reprogrammed, and it's easier just to kill the body and let the soul go its natural route through the recycling system. But imagine a future in which humanity has been manipulated into attacking Orion, still under amnesia from previous lives. What would happen? A war like that would not be played out in the physical. The Syrians would have trained us as super soldiers, who can control their avatars brilliantly, and while leaving their physical bodies here on Earth, the real warriors will be the fire, riding the avatar. Of course, the Syrian warlords will use us as foot soldiers, and in the crossfire, who will be sacrificed. If we fight with the Syrians, the Orion soldiers will not distinguish between us and the Syrians. They will shoot at our avatars directly to kill it. When it is shot to pieces, all that remains is the fire, which can't navigate in the 4% without a vessel. And unless it finds another vessel to cling onto, it will start floating, like a lost astronaut in space. The physical body back on Earth will most likely go into a coma and eventually die.
None of these two options seems like a good plan, does it? Still, This is most probably what awaits us if we choose the Syrian machine world before our personal freedom. The choice is ours. The reader may think it's an easy choice when all cards are on the table, but it's not as easy as it seems. A person can be all determined not to choose the machine world, but so far, almost all of us are, aren't we? We buy our cell phones, computers, TVs, iPods, and all other electronic devices we can think of. One individual may not buy all of the above, but even if we buy and use one or two of them, and use them as a part of being members of the system, or for personal joy, we are choosing the machine world without thinking about it. See how easy it is to just slide into it, without even thinking, and then we sit there pondering, I wonder when the machine world is going to take over. I haven't noticed any of it, so it's probably just disinformation, when in fact it's already happening. The Syrians are already here, and the invasion has already begun. The more I research, and the more I understand, the way they want us to believe that prophecies are going to play out may all be mis and disinformation.